Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be making the Samantha Murray Designs Bay Wristlet. This is the perfect pattern if you've ever been wanting to try a zipper. This one is very beginner friendly and pretty straightforward. For this wristlet, I used a size 7 zipper. I get all of my zippers from Amazon by the yard. It's much easier that way for me. When using a nylon zipper, make sure you take a lighter and go ahead and melt down the edges so that way they don't fray on you. When you buy the yard zipper, it also comes with the zipper pulls, and you just separate your zipper and thread it through. The main and lining pieces for this pattern are about 8.5 inches, and you want a 1/2 inch on each side to give you a little bit more room for your zipper. So I made my zipper about 7.5 inches long. For the zipper tabs, I did them slightly different than the way the pattern suggested. I used about a 2" by 2" piece of material. I folded it and marked my half point, and then I folded my raw edges to the center to meet that half, almost like you would a piece of binding. And then I put my zipper into the material and sandwiched it closed, and then went through and top stitched it together. And then I repeated this for the opposite side. Make sure you trim off your excess material. Okay, now we are going to attach our zipper to our main. You're going to turn your zipper right side facing the right side of your material, leaving a 1/2 inch on each side, and then go ahead and top stitch this on with a 1/4 inch seam allowance using a zipper foot. Now that the zipper is attached to the main, you're going to take your lining piece and put it right sides together with your zipper in the middle. You're essentially going to be stitching right over the seam you just created. Sometimes you have to stop and either open or close your zipper some to get your foot to move through on your sewing machine. Now you're going to turn your right sides out, so both your right side of your main and lining should be facing out, and then you're going to go ahead and top stitch along the line for your zipper. And you are now going to repeat this process for the opposite side. We are now going to make the strap for our wristlet. I used a piece of material that was roughly 13 inches, and then I folded it in half, and then folded my raw edges to the half point, and then I folded it in half again, almost like a piece of binding. And then I went through and stitched that together. After I was done top stitching, I went ahead and put my raw edges together and tacked those together to form the actual strap. This makes attaching it to the bag a lot easier. Now we are going to go ahead and finish up our bag. I clipped my strap against my main piece about 1.5 inches from the zipper. And then I went through and you separate for your mains to touch and your linings to touch. And then when it comes to your zipper tabs, you want to sandwich them together and point them down in towards your lining rather than out towards your main. Now whenever you're doing this process, I missed doing this step here, but make sure that your zipper is either all the way open or about halfway open, because it makes turning it around a lot easier. And then you are going to leave a 2" gap on the bottom of your lining side, and you're going to go around and top stitch the entire perimeter of the bag. Whenever it comes to going over where my zipper tabs are or where the wrist strap is, I always go over it, back stitch over again, and then come forward again, just to make it extra secure, since those areas will have a good bit of wear and tear. And make sure you're leaving your 2" gap. Once you're done stitching the perimeter, you're going to go ahead and trim off any excess from your strap and trim off all 4 corners. It will make turning your corners out much easier. And this is your opportunity to go around and check and make sure all of your layers lined up whenever you went through and sewed it together. You're now going to reach in through the little gap that you left open, grab your main piece, and pull it out through the hole. This is always the most satisfying part because you get to actually see your bag come to life. Once you have it turned right sides out, you can either use your finger or a stiletto and go through and poke out all 4 corners. Once you have all of your corners poked out, you can go ahead and clip any stray strings that you have. And then you're going to pull your lining back out, and you are going to top stitch the 2-inch hole that you left open closed. Once you've completed this step, your wristlet is finished. If you have any questions about the construction of this piece, please comment below and let me know. I would love to help you. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any requests for a video in the future, please comment them below.